4 years it's taken us to get to the Mavora Lakes. Well, 4 years since we heard about this place anyway. This epic camping location in the middle of the mountains of New Zealand's South Island. We wanted to come here back in 2020 when we rented a super cheap camper van for $50 a night, back in those days of COVID-19. But we weren't allowed to go more than 12 kilometres on gravel roads, and it's 40 kilometres of gravel just to get out here to this remote location. And other times that we've been in the area on our full-time adventures, the weather forecast just hasn't been favourable. And with no phone reception, no power, no facilities out here, just some long drop toilets, this place is all about the great outdoors and exploring.
We're on our way down to the campsite.
While we were at the Mavora Lakes, we also did the drive all the way back to Lake Wakatipu, or to Walter Peak Station, which on this drive feels totally isolated and remote. No houses, just big country. A few old huts and a 180-kilometre return trip on the gravel back to the tar seal. We feel like this has been an epic adventure out into the wild, and thanks for joining us. But now that you've had a little taste of what's to come, let's get started back in Lumsden where this adventure begins, because just getting here is part of the fun. Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, we're the Leopards, and we're about to go on an adventure out into beautiful Mavora Lakes, out into the mountains. So we're just about to hook up and we'll be on our way out to Mavora. And my name's Mike, by the way, because apparently I forget to introduce who I am. We've got Soph, my wife, and our 3 kids, Jade, Riley, and Toby. So let's go. So if you're new here, we never like to make our travel seem better than real life. And unfortunately, the weather wasn't as good as we expected for our first day, but Lumsden's a good spot to do your last restock on food and water fill if you travel slowly like we do.
How long will I stay? Got a little more work to do before I'm on my way. Tying all of my loose and still got debt to pay. Picking up the pieces before I'm on my way. Before I'm on my way. Before I'm on my way. Before I get there, before I show up, before I'm somewhere.
Now, we finally made it here, a much easier drive than I was expecting. The road was in good condition and it feels flat despite climbing up to over 600 metres. Now, the hard part though, choosing where to camp. This is a large area, and on the DOC website you can book up to 1,000 people here, making it one of the largest DOC camps in New Zealand. Sweet, we've made it out with North Mavora Lake is where we're going to camp. It's reminded why we've been in Central Otago for spring, because it's a lot warmer there. The wind is pretty chilly here. Promise of a good forecast. I think this cloud is breaking up though, and hopefully we'll get some sunshine this afternoon. Sweet, so we've chosen our site. We decided it was like a toss-up between do we get out of the wind or do we just risk it and hope that the wind is going to die off for the rest of the days. We've got a beautiful spot, a fantastic view. We're probably going to spend a little bit of time in the caravan today. It feels like a bit of a gamble sometimes. It's a big effort to get out to some of these places. Like we've driven all the way from Clyde. It's a 4-hour drive for us to get here. We really want to enjoy it. We're here for 5 nights, so if we wake up and have some beautiful mornings, that's going to be great. But otherwise, hopefully we don't have to hide too much from this wind. It is only 13 degrees outside, and with that wind chill, she's feeling a bit cold. Definitely don't feel like going for a swim yet anyway. But we'll catch up with you soon. I'll show you the spot, eh? poor old caravan's as dusty as anything. Whoa, look at this. Silicon's caked in it. Oh look, that sun is breaking out, so I'm hopeful. Check up a time lapse and we'll finish our setup. Sweet, tonight we're going to have a bit of Mexican, just some nachos and salad. Everyone's kind of chipping in tonight. Got a bit of mince going here. Vegetarian. Jade's on making us some guacamole.
Holy moly, guacamole.
Toby, what are you doing?
Making a salad. Yum.
Good boy. It's starting to become a bit of a battle for who gets to cook at the moment. All the kids love cooking and preparing the food. I guess what a great life skill to have. Sweet, well it's all ready, we're dishing up. It's so good having a good variety of food with guacamole and sour cream and cheese. So good. It looks good, eh kids?
Yum.
Trying to get some soup in.
For as long as I can
Yum.
do our best taco.
I know.
Alright, that's dinner team. We'll sign off from here. We'll see you tomorrow and hopefully the skies are blue and the wind is gone. Hey,
I'm sitting here.
who would like the wind gone tomorrow?
Me.
Well,
Me.
me. No, wind sucks.
Can you?
Whoa.
What? It does. Whoa.
So unfortunately for us, it's the worst case scenario. It's quite sunny out there, but that wind is pumping. It's even worse than yesterday. I just need to show you what this wind is like. It's wild and really there's not much you can do when it's like this. I guess it's like, how do we cope when it's windy like this? I guess the reality is that we don't cope. It drives us nuts. You can be outside for a while, you can go for a walk and that, but then you're kind of stuck inside a little caravan in a beautiful place. It can be quite frustrating. So we're just gonna hope that it dies down. Otherwise it's gonna be another pretty quiet day and we'll make the most of it, but it's frustrating. After sitting around in the caravan, I decided to go for a run. I found a far more sheltered spot for us to park up by the river between South Mavora and North Mavora. It's a lot more sheltered. It's not perfect, but the views are still epic, which is definitely what we want to have. But there's a little bank the kids can jump off to, so we're just going to pack up from here, move 2k down the road to a better spot.
Yeah.
Woo! No toilets.
Shiwi.
Sife's a little bit sad because her and Riley spent ages cleaning the windows yesterday. Look how clean they are compared to the rest of the caravan.
Poor windows are going to get dusty again. Oh well, back into it.
At least hopefully we can sit outside and enjoy the view rather than sit inside and enjoy it, but maybe this side. Look how clean they are. Toby and Jade are going to ride the bikes, which is always good. Riley's inside the caravan having an adventure.
But baby, we're a long way from the water's fall. Baby, we're a long way from the water's fall.
Oh well, we find ourselves here down by the river now. There's still a bit of wind around, but it's so much better. But the good thing is we've got this nice swimming hole here on the river. can see in the distance there, that's South Mavora Lake. Still some pretty amazing views, eh? What a place to park a caravan.
I'm cooking dinner tonight for my school homework, and I'm doing salad pasta.
Yeah, so Jade's cooking our dinner. She's in full control. We're not allowed to intervene in any way, shape or form. She's asked us like one question, and otherwise she's doing it all on her own. So it's pretty cool.
Shot Jade.
So while Jade's been cooking dinner, me and Toby went and did a truckload of firewood. We went down the road to a spot where there was some together, and he's into his fire now.
A couple of buckets of water from the river. Just so happens that Toby's school project has been doing some fire safety.
Tell us about fire safety, Toby.
That if there's like real windy, you don't want dry things or stuff by it, because that could catch that and cause a big fire, and that's why you need at least a bucket of water just in case that happens. And you gotta be careful because it gets really hot.
How do you light a fire?
With this or a match.
Well, how good, eh? The wind's died down, sun still hasn't come out properly, but campfire going, Jade's inside cooking dinner for us, and we'll just enjoy this evening, I think.
Let's find ourselves
So, this is salad pasta. So it's the salad pasta with bacon and mushrooms and onion and lots of other stuff.
Jade's done such a great job on a little school project of cooking dinner for everyone. Pretty excited to eat salad pasta, not pasta salad, salad pasta, right Jade?
Yes, I think that I love you. Oh, what can I say? I will meet you, my dear, where the forest meets the plains.
Oh man, look at this day. It is beautiful. No wind, nice and still. Looking forward to hopping in the river today, I think. No clouds. Oh, we're going to enjoy this day. Beautiful. You so appreciate these kinds of days when you've had a couple of garbage ones, I tell you that much. Got pretty cold last night too. It got down to 3 degrees, which is pretty cold. Today is the 26th of November. All right, coffee time. Sweet. Jade's onto it with the coffees this morning, so I just get to go sit in my chair and enjoy. Bugs are out though. Lots of sandflies are coming out, so I've bug sprayed up.
Good to be alive. Good to be alive. I'm gonna run down a busy city street. I'm going far, you'll see a star on the concrete. Sing at the top of my lungs, it's good to be alive. Ring every bell to be rung, do more than just survive. You should come along with me, come along with me. I'm going where the wild hearts run free, lose myself in all the mystery. I am shining bright, whoa, dancing in the light, whoa, it's good to be alive.
We've got the paddleboard pumped up, and we brought it up here to the edge of the lake, and we're gonna float down the river back to camp. Me, Jade, Toby and Dad are going, and Mum's gonna drive the truck back.
Why aren't you coming, Mum?
Because I'm a wuss. I don't have a wetsuit.
Get one then.
Okay.
Oh, it's pretty It's actually not that cold.
What a day for floating down the river, eh? Look at that.
Knocking down walls, standing in my way. I'm swinging wide.
We're on our way down to the campsite.
You should come along with me. Come along with me. I'm going where the wild hearts run free. Lose myself in all the mystery. I'm shining bright. Whoa, dancing in the light. Whoa, I'm ready now to dive into the deep. Let the waves and wonder carry me. I'm shining bright. Whoa, dancing in the light. Whoa, it's good to be alive. It's good to be alive. It's good to be alive. It's good to be alive.
Couldn't miss those colours.
Well, that was a fun little excursion down the river. We got about 1.5 kilometres on the GPS floating or rafting down.
It's not that cold.
Sorry.
We'll go then, Jade.
Over there.
I might be in here for a while.
The chain goes the rope.
Yeah, while we've been camping here, Riley and Jade have set up RJ's Cafe. So we've ordered off the menu, and Sophie's got what's called a fat wrap.
Fat wrap and 2 hash browns. Look at these. Gorgeous. I've taught them well.
And I ordered the big breakfast, so I can't wait for that to come. What did you order, Toby?
I think it was a yum sandwich, which it is better than yum.
Is it called a yum sandwich?
Mhm.
Let's see the insides of it. Whoa.
Family breakfast.
Whoa.
Sandwich with hash brown.
Mate, that is unreal.
One yum sandwich.
I'd pay good money for that.
That's better than a restaurant. How good is that, man? This is better than restaurant food. What would you pay for this if you went out for brunch? Those kids are pretty clever, eh? I'm gonna go and put this GoPro on the charge, eat my lunch, and then we'll get into something else today. Good morning, everybody. Had a bit of rain overnight last night, but we're going to head. The sky is breaking though, and the sun's coming out. But we're going to go on a bit of a drive towards Walter Peak Station, which is, if you're in Queenstown, you can take the Earnslaw boat across for like buffet lunch and a bit of farm history and stuff like that. So we're going to go drive there because this drive in is pretty amazing. So we're told let's go and hop in the truck and check it out. So driving to the end of this road makes the gravel round trip 180 kilometres back to the tar seal. That's a lot of gravel, but luckily the road was in great condition. I'm guessing from our day out on the road that not a lot of cars come down this way.
Not alone anymore.
And it's pretty incredible through here. Big open valleys. Look at this over there. This is the road heading up this way. Big country. There's a biking track called Round the Mountain, which I think you catch the Earnslaw across to Walter Peak Station with your bike, and then you bike around the mountains back towards Kinloch, and it pretty much follows this road. So you are biking on the road, but it's a pretty cool spot. Not much traffic either at this time of the year anyway, in November. We read on some of the information boards that back during World War I, many men from Southland avoided the conscription to go fight in the Great War by running away and hiding in Shirkers Bush, a remote and isolated place up the north end of North Mavora Lake. I couldn't imagine how harsh the environment and life would be living up there through the winter, with access only by foot.
There was also great shame associated by refusing to join the war. For whatever reason, people decided to not do it. Kiwis who refused lost the right to vote for 10 years, they were refused any work that was government funded, and over 273 people were held in prison for objecting to go to war. Crazy times. I read this from a Stuff article about the deserters of war. For many months it has been common knowledge that military deserters were harbouring in the wild region to the west of Lake Wakatipu, but owing to the inaccessibility of this trackless wilderness, the utter impossibility of making a thorough search of the thousands of gullies, cliffs, bays and forests in which suitable hiding places might be established, and the absence of any settlers who might catch glimpses of the refugees, the task of locating deserters has been beyond the powers of the military.
This drive's pretty incredible, eh? Such big country through here. I don't think I've ever driven anywhere that has just got nothing for miles. I think it's about 50 k's from Mavora Lakes to get to Lake Wakatipu. And we have also did 40 k's of gravel from the main road through to Mavora. So man, this is really in the middle of nowhere. Can imagine it back in the day though, I like these big old oak trees here in the background of this cottage. I always wonder, are these kinds of places like 100 years ago when people were farming and living in these kinds of houses here, what was life like? It would have been incredibly different. So isolated out here.
And then finally, after an hour, we finally got our first glimpses of Lake Wakatipu.
I'm going way in, out in.
Crazy, eh? Queenstown's just on the other side of the lake and the main road that comes through to Glenorchy. But on this side, you've got nothing. 100 k's of gravel to get to Walter Peak Station. We haven't even come across one house on this whole drive. It's just so isolated, so vastly different being on this side of the lake to being on that side. So I saw a bunch of you have messaged us about coming out here because they don't like it when people drive out. You've got to take the Earnslaw apparently. So we're just going to blend in with all the people that came over on the Earnslaw. It's just a public car park here, so in we wander. And if you didn't see our story on Facebook before we came out, I phoned up the Walter Peak Station here to see how much, if like you can come out and get a coffee at the cafe, a scone or lunch, how much that kind of thing is. And they said basically it's a health and safety issue for us to come out to the cafe. That term gets thrown around so loosely these days, doesn't it? Health and safety. Well, if we drive to the cafe ourselves. So that was what my story was about. So apparently we won't be served here because we didn't come on the boat. If you don't come on the boat, you get nothing.
So we had a good look around and just blended in. What a beautiful place. And anyone who's done the Earnslaw boat trip here have said how great the whole experience is, including the food. But it is going to cost you $180 per person. But we headed back up the road to a spot for a picnic lunch.
We were talking about Walter Peak when we were driving to this little picnic spot here, but I guess it kind of always feels a little bit strange when you're kind of out at Mavora Lakes, no reception, then boom, you've like transported into a Queenstown tourist operation with lots of tourists around, and where you just didn't really know how we were supposed to fit, where we could go, what we were allowed to do. But such a beautiful place. It'd be pretty cool to go out and do that Earnslaw boat trip and come out there and have lunch. Such a nice spot out there. What's for lunch? But you know us, we generally do the free option, so we're just going to have picnic in this manky spot here, and we'll just make the most of it, I guess.
So yeah, we pretty much just roughed it out here on the edge of the paddock, having our lunch all on our lonesome. Hard life really, isn't it?
Sweet, well that is a nice spot to have a picnic lunch, and we're all just getting a little bit of internet. We brought our Wireless Nation router with us to get some unlimited internet while we're out here. Back to Mavora Lakes now though, and what was that, cattle stop? Back to Mavora Lakes now, and no, back to no internet. Alright, catch up with yous.
We actually made one more little stop on our way back towards Mavora Lakes at the Bullock Creek Hut. So the Bullock Creek Hut, it looks pretty authentic with the wood there. Just blows my mind, these places. It just, like, you got this hut and all of that space. You can see down here, I don't know if it'll come up on the camera, but the farmers are moving all the sheep across the bottom of the valley there. Literally living in paradise, but you'd be so lonely out here. You'd travel by foot or horse and to where? And then you have the elements to battle. Winter snow, summer heat, just such different times. Well everyone, that is our Mavora Lakes video. Hope you enjoyed our time out here.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. We'll see you in our next adventure, our next episode. So, have a good one.
Next episode, we leave the caravan at the lake and head into the hills for an overnight tramp. It rained our whole walk in, but more about that next time.